Should I? The A Show,
where smart is the new sexy.
And now, April Hunter.
Good evening, beautiful people. Welcome to a special nighttime extra show with Big Ray Hernandez. Welcome back. Yay! We're happy to see you.
I'm sure a lot of you sons of bitches are happy I'm back.
I'm happy you're back.
Well, I know
Thank you
you
for coming back to visit.
But you two aren't sons of bitches. I'm talking about the chat.
We know. So we had a couple people. I know it's late. We had some people saying they're going to join us. To everybody out there who is coming in or might be watching the replay on Tuesday, thank you for being here. So, Ray, what made you want to come back and say hi?
You paid me.
Oh, I know. Besides that, I mean,
paid or you what? No.
Oh, hold on. Is the check not? Is that like not a legitimate check?
I wouldn't cash it just yet.
No.
Maybe wait till like the end of June.
Well,
July.
I mean, no, man. You know, listen. It's a Wednesday.
Drink.
You know, it's a Wednesday, and I've been wanting to jump back on the show just to talk some shit for quite some time. And I was like, oh, you know what? Fuck it. My wife is off this Wednesday. She's gonna be playing Resident Evil 7, which she almost did I tell you that Jen's like a fucking full-time gamer now?
No.
Not a full-time, it's not her job, but this woman I introduced her to the world of modern video games.
I remember that was you guys were doing that together.
She's just like she's taking over my Xbox. I had to buy another. I have a second Xbox in here.
Oh my God, be careful what you no good deed goes unpunished, right?
Jesus Christ. But yeah, it's cool, man. Like she's over there she's beaten every Resident Evil, and now she's up to 7, which is a first person video game. And she fucking loves it, but she can't go to bed because apparently it's really fucking scary.
That's where you come in, right?
I know.
Fuck out of here. Let me tell you something, brother. I get scared too. I'm scared of the dark.
I don't believe that.
Fucking scared. I'm scared of my wife.
Well,
did you
maybe.
know,
Okay.
Did you know you can do this? Watch this. Watch the right hand corner of the screen. Somebody leave a comment. Somebody leave a comment. Let me just do the comment. Jesus, somebody's gonna talk here.
Oh. Oh my God! No, I didn't know we could do that. How do you do that?
At the very top, right of you know where it says comments. If you click comments on the right, it says show comments on stage, so we can see a scrolling thing of the comments, and everybody can see it.
Oh my God!
Whether they're on Twitch,
no shit.
whether they're on Twitch, whether they're on Twitter, no matter where they're watching, they can see all the comments. So now everybody can kind of like.
See, this is why you have to come back every once in a while.
Go cash your check.
Yeah,
no,
cash
dude.
check.
Look, I don't mind.
I
swear to God, I do not mind coming back every once in a while, like once or twice a month. You know, I mean, the pay is good. So.
I see. Who do I see in here? Hang on a second.
I can't see that little box, but I hope they can.
I know. I see Michael. I see Cool Awesome Dude. I see Wolf. I see Lon. Yep. Thanks you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. Ricardo. So I see you guys in there in our chat. I know it's late. Yeah. Oh, we got some biddies. We're gonna flex them titties.
Oh shit! I forgot. Hold on. Let me see if I still.
Yep.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, go for it.
Yep. Oh, we got a Big Ray. Yep. So thanks, you guys.
I really missed. I miss doing the show. It's just that I have so much fucking shit going on, and then and I pretty much took over HMG along with Matt. Like Ben doesn't do anything anymore, so we run the whole channel. We run the channel Attitude. We do all the production. Like so there's really no time to do much of shit. But where's the fucking soundbite?
Yeah, marvelous because holy shit, this is live. How's it going, April, Ray, and Eva? Yeah, it's live.
It is live.
So this gives you an indication of how busy Ray is. We couldn't do a live show until 11 o'clock at night. So thanks to those of you who actually are able to join us and keep us company tonight. I actually didn't expect really anybody coming on this late.
I know.
It's pretty
You'd
awesome.
be surprised. April, shake your boobies real quick. Let's see this works. Ready? Go ahead.
Okay.
Fuck! It didn't work.
I feel like you just fooled me into shaking my boobs.
No.
All right, somebody's got to throw some bits out there to make it worth it. Yeah.
It should fucking work. It's not working. Whatever. Fuck it. But yeah, man, it's good to see you guys. Good to see Eva. Good to see. It's Eva. I always mess up.
I know it's Eva. Don't worry about it. I answered.
It is Eva, right?
He answers to everything.
And it's good to see. There's a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff to talk about. So
yeah,
I don't know
what you got?
Why this? I don't know. This is April's show, brother.
No, this is your show tonight. So
my show.
Yeah, this is your show tonight.
Yes.
You said you have ideas of things you wanted to talk about. We're doing your show. And I see Allie. Oh, Allie joined in. It says, welcome back, Ray.
What's up? Welcome back, motherfucker. Oh, here we go. Exactly. I think I got it now. Let's see. Hold on.
All right.
See, Ray comes back for like 5 minutes, and we already figured it. He put the comments on this main screen there. Look at that. We got special things going on teaching us.
I think he's got other special stuff for you.
I'm trying to figure some shit out, man. Just bear with me. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, man. Like one of the topics I wanted to talk about, if you guys were down with it, was why why I totally, or most, I would say 95%, like I backed away from speaking any type of politics on social media or even personally. I've kind of gone back to the days of yesteryear when you were at the dinner table and shit, and somebody would start talking politics, and you'd be like, "Oh no, I don't talk politics." Let me see. Maybe this works here. Let me see. Doesn't fucking work. It's amazing, man. I had this thing set up. It doesn't matter. So
now you have to tell us what you're doing.
Well, I'm trying to do the little soundboard with the big ass titties, but
I
don't know why. I don't know why it's not pairing. It doesn't matter. So long story short, man, like, I've noticed like over the last, I don't know, like 2 or 3 years, maybe the last 2 years, and maybe the last year even more, maybe the last 2 years, it's gotten really fucking bad, man. Like people you can't state anything political or religious, or you can't like really just kind of speak your mind and kind of say how you feel, even though it's not like like if it's not the consensus, or if you're in a room full of, let's say, left-wing liberals, you can't say this, or if you're in a room of right-wing conspiracy theorists, you can't say this. There's like no middle. It's no fucking middle ground, and it's just. I'll get deeper into what I'm talking about later, but it's just really not cool, man. I don't like it. I don't like what's been going on in the world, but I don't know. Have you guys experienced any of that shit, man? Like
oh
you can't.
yes,
oh yeah,
yes.
You're not alone.
Oh yes, that's part of the reason why I'm a hardcore moderate. I think that for some reason, and hi to everybody joining us late, Dabian and Tom and everybody coming in late. Marvelous goes, I still say whatever the fuck I want. I don't care. So good. And we cheer people on that are just real. We love that. But yeah, I feel that people have embraced labels. Like I mean, we're of the generation where we eschewed labels. Like we're just like, you can't define me with a label. You can't label me. So we rejected labels. But this era now loves labels. Like you can look on people's X or Instagram, even the profiles full of labels, like autistic,
bipolar,
bipolar,
everything,
all gender. It's like they put all their labels up, like this is their thing. Like people love labels so much they want to run off to Vegas and marry them. So if you say anything, I'm a right wing, gay, gun toting. They put it all up there.
Yeah. So
it's like if you say anything, now they take it like super personally. Like you've insulted me personally. And one of the ways to be happy in life, like one of the number one rules that anyone will tell you, any coach, any life coach, any psychologist, anybody, any older person who's been around forever, is take nothing personally.
Where'd you see me in person?
No, Marvelous says he saw. He came out and
He
saw us in
us.
person.
Oh, I thought you meant he saw me in person. Like, what the
No.
fuck you see me in person? You just came over and say hi.
Well, you know that public restroom with the glory hole that you and Colin
That's where
frequent.
where Colin works.
Big ass titties.
Got it working.
Woo! You're just gonna do it. You're gonna try. We're gonna do it. But yeah, I just feel like people take things so personally now, and that's the key to being happy is never take things personally.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
You want to hear
Whiny
something
bitches.
crazy? I'm not gonna mention names and stuff like that.
Right, Davian? Wait.
What's it say?
Conspiracy theories are now 2 weeks up front instead of 9 months. Yeah, they're called spoiler alerts now.
Yeah.
Hey, cool, awesome, dude. Thank you.
I was gonna say you got some there.
Woo! Yeah, if you throw the biddies, we will flex them titties.
How would you guys feel, right, if you had somebody that was your friend, like you consider this person a brother or sister, you've known this person maybe 30 years, you've talked through shit, you've been there for each other for personal things, you know, you're friends, you're legit friends. Your kids have played together, let's say, you know, your wives have met each other, you've eaten in each other's houses, and because of politics, your friend terminated that friendship. That happened to me.
Yeah, I think it's happened to all of us to some degree, and it's hard.
Yeah. And it fucking broke my heart. Yeah. I'm still hurting to this day that I don't have this person who I consider my brother or sister in my life. And it was legit, like this person was like, you know, we would go back and forth and fuck around because we were in group chats and stuff like that, and we would mess around with each other, you know, politically and stuff, and put memes up and stuff. But this person couldn't wrap their head around the fact that I did in fact vote for Donald Trump. And I said, I can't vote for the other side. I just don't see a future with, you know, Kamala Harris as president at the time. This is the first time I'm talking politics at all, and I'm not going to talk again. And
you're also in the majority with that, because I think something like 70% of the country, I'm not going to say they voted for Trump, but I think it was more they voted against.
For something different.
They voted for something different. They voted for a different way.
Yeah, but Eva and April, I was called basically what was it called? A MAGA. Was it a MAGA supporter? And I was like a Nazi, and I'm like, yo, dude, like I can't believe, like,
I know.
And these things, you know, I got offended. Like, don't call me MAGA. I'm not fucking MAGA. I'm using my common sense to vote for the person that maybe I don't like, this son of a bitch, and he couldn't wrap his head, or she couldn't wrap her head around the fact that I didn't like this person personally. I don't think Donald Trump is a good person. But I think when it came to it at that time, that was the person I was going to vote for. And as an American citizen, it's my fucking duty to vote.
Right.
And
it's also your choice.
It is my choice.
Not just that, where you're voting for what's the word I'm looking for? An agent, right? Yeah. Well, no, you're voting for an agent.
Oh, yeah,
pretty much.
An agent.
Yeah.
You're not voting for somebody that you want to bring home to mom or sit at your table. You're voting for an agent that's going to be a strong representative overseas and of things that you hope it will go that way. You know, the way that you feel will keep you the most free. So, I mean, yeah.
I'm sorry, Ray, you went through that.
Yeah.
I'm still going through it because I have other friends that are friends of this person. And there's some of the friends don't even know that we're not communicating. Only, I think, one or two people know. And the thing is that it's like legit, I'm sad, but this had happened prior to the actual, check this out. Maybe this is good therapy for me. This actually happened before, like we disassociated. Well, he disassociated or she disassociated from me. This was before Trump was voted as president. I personally reached out and I expressed to this person, look, man, this is how I feel, you know, but you know, your friendship is way more valuable. And I put myself, I'm telling you, God knows my heart. I put my balls on the table, basically, to use that term. And we became cool, but there was always like a little tension there. And then there was that one conversation that ended it all. 30 years, man, almost 30 years of friendship. And I just legitimately just cut. Like, I went through my Twitter, guys. Ava, April, chat. I went through my Twitter and I deleted anything that had to do with politics. I may every once in a while like do like local politics, like the mayor sucks, or I don't like this, they're putting in too many bus lanes, that type of shit. Nah, anybody does that. And I went through my Instagram, same shit. One by one, I deleted any type of political post. Facebook. All I do is now I focus in on when it comes to obviously my family, number one, and my wife, who I love, my son, my mom. And I'll share something about my mom that people didn't even know. But I focus in on sports and pro wrestling. I don't even listen to the news anymore.
Yeah, Ty wants to know how your Knicks are doing.
You know what, Ty? You can suck my balls. How's that?
Hey, Ray, can I say something to you?
Yes.
I want to say something. If this person felt that strong to end a friendship of that long over that, then all I'm going to say is that sucks for them, because obviously they probably lost other friends too. And they chose that. They chose that, not you, and it's not good.
I'm assuming.
So I'm sorry for you.
Listen, man.
It doesn't make it hurt any less, though.
Right.
No. But it
feels like it's a personal rejection based on something that's not personal. It's based on politics.
But
so
the person took it personal, April.
Right.
Because the person thinks that because maybe, I'll use an example. Like, let's say they had somebody in their life that's not necessarily a legal resident of the United States of America, right? And their family or friends. They think because I voted for Trump,
you're against that.
You got them kicked out.
Right.
Yeah.
But my thought process is, and this is going to sound crazy to people, that are really far left liberals, or maybe this may anger people on the right. But I feel that if somebody's here illegally, right? Hear me out. Please don't get mad at me, everybody, because I hate talking this shit. But I think if you've been here for a long time and you've been paying taxes and working, I think there should be a pathway for those people that really want to be here and really want to provide for their families and really want to fucking like contribute to this country. Help
and they've never caused any problem. We've talked about this lots of times,
right?
It's like if people have been here for a while, they've established themselves.
Right.
Maybe they're here illegally, but they obviously want to be here. They have a life here.
Help them.
There should be a path to citizenship for them, so that you can get them aligned and get all their paperwork done and get them, paying taxes and doing everything they need to do to make life better and right this.
Some non-citizens already pay taxes. This is what I'm saying.
Yes, I have one. Yes.
Right. So then the fact of the matter is, guys, that I genuinely feel that. But now, when it comes to those motherfuckers that are coming here, I want to claim asylum. But yet you're a fucking gang member, or you're a rapist, or you're a piece of shit.
That's different, though.
Fuck it. Yo, as soon as they find you, I want them to send you back, not even in fucking 3 milliseconds. I want you to go back in like hell in a handbasket. Those are the people that need to get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
But people that are legit, like the South Africans that are getting killed, the farmers, like if they're trying to,
they're saying that's not actually happening.
Oh yeah, no, it's fake news apparently. Get the fuck out of here.
I have one of my friends, a pro wrestler who's South African. He's like, that's not only happening, it's been happening for a long time. And then one of my friends at the gym is South African, and he was going home to get his sister because she's being threatened all the time. And he was saying, this is 2 years ago. He said this has been happening. So
way before Trump.
Yeah, I've been posting about this for a while, and people keep saying it's crazy. There's no way that racism could happen against white people. And I'm like, wait, what? Racism can happen against anybody. This isn't a race thing. This is a human rights thing.
Exactly.
Right.
It has nothing to do with race. It has to do with people killing people because
I hear you.
Because they don't like the color of their skin. This is a human right thing. But yeah.
Right.
Can I do a sidebar answer to a question? Because
I see it. Yeah. Lon had a question. Yep.
He asked me about, since I focus on wrestling. So if you guys don't know, if you're new to me or at all, I've been in the wrestling. Well, my father was a wrestler. I've worked with several amazing wrestling talents over many, many years. Everyone from Bill Apter to, people WrestleZone and so on and so forth. So I'm and
I thought you were going to say
right
me.
Here, well, I was going to say you too. I was saving you for last. I'm not done yet. I was going to mention a bunch of people, and then of course you. But I still review wrestling to this day every Wednesday and Monday. But I'll talk about that at the end of the show. Logan Paul. I know this is not a wrestling show, but I have rarely seen somebody that has taken to this business, in the business of professional wrestling, on the physical aspect, on the entertainment aspect, the look, all this stuff. I've never seen anybody, possibly Kurt Angle from way back in the day, and April would know who that is. I mean, I think Paul is amazing. The other guy who I think, a celebrity who I think is just as talented as him, believe it or not, I wish the guy spoke better English, is fucking Bad Bunny. It impresses me how these people have, and you could tell somebody, a celebrity that comes into the wrestling business who really wants to be in the wrestling business because they have a passion for it and they put the work in, and then somebody who just wants a paycheck or just wants to promote a movie they're doing. But I think Logan Paul is fucking fantastic. I don't care what the hell he did before. People make mistakes, people fuck up, and they want to change their life, and they want to lean towards something, a passion, and the kid seems passionate about it. So I hope that answers your question. I'm sorry, April.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. Sometimes I forget that the people in wrestling were coming from somewhere else. Vanilla Gorilla.
Brock Lesnar.
Yes. He came from an Olympic background too, right?
He's an Olympic wrestler. I mean, well, he was a
collegiate,
a Division I collegiate wrestler, like one of the most dominant college wrestlers of all time.
I felt like he assimilated really well too.
Yeah, but
and Shelton
Bennett, but Kurt Angle, like if you guys remember that name back in the day, that guy was he was an Olympic wrestler, but there was something about him, and then he had the entertainment factor. Oh my god!
Yeah, I'll never forget the him versus Austin doing the milk. Remember the milk truck?
Hell yeah!
It was a beer versus the milk. Yeah.
Oh my god! I used to. That was tremendous.
It was very entertaining.
It was a good time. It was a good time in this
So
world.
April, I don't know if you want to address that question.
So someone said, "Isn't this isn't a wrestling show?" So has April been walking away from the business that made us fans of hers?
Ooh.
So I guess you have not been keeping up, Leonard.
No.
Pro wrestling is sports entertainment. Right now, April Hunter is leaning in more towards the entertainment part. If you want April to go grab Wade and slam him into a wall, I think you can do that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got hurt. I hurt my neck, and I hurt it to the point where I can't wrestle anymore. So I'm not walking away from anything. I got pushed out due to an injury. Because it's a weird thing. You're in a field, a business where the injuries are real, but it's still called fake. So it's like where you're drug tested like an athlete out of the blue, you're walking down the hallway and you have to do a piss test. But they still just call it entertainment. So even though it's entertainment, you still can't get SAG. So you can't get Screen Actors Guild respect. There's no SAG-AFTRA options for you. But so you're not treated like an athlete and you're not treated like an actor. And the athlete, the injuries are very real. The athleticism's real, but it's still called fake.
Wow.
It's like literally the worst of everything all in one.
I'm wondering if under this new ownership, eventually that's going to change. Do you think that'll ever change?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because a lot's changed. Like people are getting time off. They have babies and they get to stay home with them. Like they'll write them off the show now. A lot of shit is different.
That's
now.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Wow.
Yeah. It's also also there was no off season. You're on the road 300 plus days a year.
Look what happened with Becky.
It's tough.
You know Becky Lynch. You know the name Becky Lynch, Ava?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
She's one of the top women female wrestlers in WWE. You know, she had a baby. She was off of TV for a year, and they came back and they put her right back on TV.
That's amazing. That warms my heart.
Yeah.
So
that's one of the reasons I honestly wasn't able to do that. There was no stable paycheck or insurance or anything at that time when I was, married and considering having children, I was like, well, if I don't have kids, if I leave, there's I don't know how I would do this.
Well, April too. I mean, basically, all these. I've heard so many times how people have said you were cutting edge, that you did a lot of pathways for women in this business.
You did.
Yeah.
People don't even know that.
To you.
I know.
Yeah, they don't.
I know.
So
I was doing things before a lot of people were doing them. Thank you. Yeah. But we didn't have opportunities then. It was very, very different when I got into it.
It's funny because I knew Ava was a wrestler, right? And I knew before we did the A show that she was in the business, but I never really did my research until after we got to know each other. We did a few shows, and then I went back and watched some matches like that she did. I was like, holy shit.
She kicks ass.
No, but I would know there's a difference. You need to understand because April was wrestling in an era where the women were doing slap fighting and pillow fighting, all this bullshit. And she was fucking like you were doing like a fucking Saito suplex and stiff fucking forearms and shit. I was like, holy shit. Like she wrestles with all due respect, like a fucking dude.
I train with guys.
Yeah.
And I was the only girl in my class at Killer Kowalski's. And
Killer Kowalski. That's right.
Right,
Killer Kowalski.
And then everything kind of folded, and ECW and WCW folded. So I had nowhere to go for work. So I got sent to Japan. Like when I was very new.
What year class? Did he teach you to fucking claw? Anyway, what year were you there?
2001 until they closed.
Ooh, okay, because my buddy Strangled Steve is Kowalski. You know Steve.
Yeah, I know Steve.
Yeah, man, that guy was
a good dude.
Ava, he was what's called an enhancement talent. Some people call him a jobber. That's kind of a no. You don't say that. But
and also Neo A to Z, 01.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Steve wrestled legends, and he was one of those, like, I guess you would call like a bum, the guy that gets beat up, like the Undertaker versus Tom, but this guy made a great career out of it, man. And Killer Kowalski was one of the greatest. Killer Kowalski, I would say, who would you say, April, great trainers out there? Rip Rogers.
Yeah, Rip.
I've heard that name.
Stu Hart. When he was training. Definitely good.
Don't forget.
There's probably only a couple good schools back then, though, right? Yeah, Killer Kowalski's maybe.
Actually, quite a few pretty good schools. I'm trying to think.
You know who trained me when I was a kid?
I was gonna say Brutal Bob Evans has a school, and I think he's got some stuff going on.
Do you know Johnny Rods?
Yeah.
Johnny Rodriguez. He used to pick me up in my fucking diapers when I was a kid because he used to wrestle with my dad. They used to train and they used to wrestle in the same place. And I remember I trained in a boxing gym, in a boxing ring. And if you guys don't know, that's why I didn't wrestle, because that shit fucking sucked.
That's what we had. We had a boxing ring with a spring in it, and I thought it's like you're already beat up by the time you get on the circuit. It's like, oh my god,
that hurts, Ava. That shit hurts.
I had said stuff to April about that before. Like, how the fuck did you guys do that without getting, so hurt?
Oh no, you do. It's always funny when you go somewhere and people are like, oh, is it kind of like landing in bed? It's like, why don't you try it? When I went to Ring of Honor, they had an actual real ring. They had the flexi beam ring.
Oh.
Right, I know. I was like,
what kind of ropes? Was it rope? Was it rope, or was it the wire?
No, they had ropes. We trained in a boxing ring with a cable under
cables, right?
And steel cables that were taped. We had to keep taping the cables. So we used to joke with the cables bit back. You hit the cables, they would bite you back. So it was brutal. It was brutal.
Good times, right?
It was brutal. Yeah. So and then I went to Mexico. I was in Mexico for a while, and that is literally the worst ring situation in the entire world. Did you wrestle that
fucking 6-sided shit that they had like in TNA?
I did. But before I did that, I wrestled in the regular rings.
Oh no.
And the regular rings are so awful. You know how the Mexicans do that 3/4 roll?
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason for it. Because if you take just a regular bump, it'll knock the wind out of you and you can't get back up again because everything's on cement and concrete.
I was just going to say, is that stiff?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no spring under there at all. There's nothing. Yeah, it's pretty awful.
That's terrible.
Wow.
Man. It's like landing on a wood floor in a basketball court.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, since you brought that up, what was it like overseas? Like what was the best and the worst like rings or countries you remember going to?
You did Japan?
Huh?
You did Japan, right?
Oh yeah, a lot. I was one of the only I was one of 3 girls they would have over there that they had over there. It was me, Sarah Del Rey, and cheerleader Melissa. We were the only ones going back and forth.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Look, I'm.
No, when I say I opened doors, I opened doors. Like I did stuff that nobody was doing. So yeah, I was like first female to hold the male tag team titles twice.
You remember the name Leilani Kai, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm friends with her.
Mm-hmm.
I met her one time, a long time ago, and then
She's so sweet.
She isn't she?
She is so sweet.
So for those that don't know, and Ava, Leilani Kai is like a legend. She's a pioneer in the pro wrestling business.
She really is.
And this beautiful soul, they put her up on TV this past one of the past pay-per-views on WWE. She was there. They invited her. And she was so happy. Like you could see the joy of the because of all they don't get recognized, these girls, like the Glow wrestlers, like I had
Wendy Richter's and all that.
It was just so good to see them finally acknowledge her, man.
Yeah.
This is silly, but how do you spell that? I'm just
last name is Kai, I believe, right?
Okay.
Leilani. Matilda the Hun.
She's from here. I think she was in Tampa.
Yeah, I was gonna say the name's familiar. I'm just trying to put a face to it. And who he just mentioned is Florida too, right?
Who? Matilda?
Yeah.
Oh, Matilda, she passed away.
No, I know, but I mean that was Florida though, right?
She was Florida. She wrestled for Glow.
There you go. Allie just put it out there. Thank you.
And
so did Wolf,
Leilani,
yeah. Okay, I recognize that spelling.
Matilda the Hun was another one that we had. I know her shoot name. I did a couple of interviews with her, and she just like always just continued to reach out, and she was so sweet and so darling. And I helped her promote a book that she wrote, Queen of the Ring. Was it called Queen of the Ring?
I have that. That was Mula. Yeah.
Right. So she was helping promote these books and stuff like that. And
they're making a movie, right?
They have the movie.
They made a movie.
It didn't do well.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why I didn't hear about the release.
Yeah, it didn't do well, and that's because you didn't hear what happened.
No, I had a friend that worked on what was going on. It was filmed in Tennessee, right?
Yeah, they had these 2 workers, these 2 girls. One of I think the 2 actors, African American young lady. Anyway, she went on AEW wrestling live, and she just like buried the business on a live mic, on a hot mic. Like they were like, "Hey, welcome." I'm gonna paraphrase. Welcome. It's great to have you here. And she's like, "Yeah, wrestling's fake." She used the fucking F word live.
What?
On AEW, and it was like, what the fuck? Why would you say that? It was like a big deal. Yeah,
that's a 4-letter F word you don't say in wrestling
because it's not fake.
It's predetermined for storyline purposes.
Yeah, just like politics.
Yeah, right on. Good one.
I was just talking to somebody about that today. I was saying that I said it's funny. I just said I don't think we're gonna see what we want to see out of this current administration.
We can't.
I said because I said I wonder if it's like they're being cock blocked or they're all in it together, working together, and it's like pro wrestling where everybody's in it together, but they're gonna make a big fuss and pretend this, that, and the other, but we're just not going to get what we want out of it. Like I watched the whole, I literally watched like hours and hours. I think it was 3 or 4 hours. I listened to this whole VAERS vaccine adverse event Senate reporting trial the other day. And I was like, oh my God, this is so damning. I mean, it was like everything we've been reporting on this podcast since the day we started, everything we've been saying, it was true. And there was doctors, there were people, there was evidence, there was everything right there to back it up. Not a single media outlet covered it. Not even The Onion. Nobody covered it. Nothing. It's nowhere It's nowhere.
They
No
only
one's
tell you what
talking about it.
April, they only tell you what you want to hear because
Yeah.
apparently there's a fucking comet that's supposed to hit in a couple of days. Not a comet, a meteor that can destroy
Oh, yeah.
3 cities. Did you hear about that shit?
No,
Yeah.
I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. Just
Fuck it.
Oh, wait. They got to have something to talk about besides, a
Right.
Senate hearing or something like that.
So, I mean, I just feel like, are they just, everybody's just in it together, and they give us like a tease, like, okay, we're going to do this. And everybody's like, yeah, we're going to cut all this dumb spending with Doge. Everybody's like, yeah, fuck that spending. Give me back a tax refund or something for all my money. And then like nothing happens.
Well, here's the thing also.
Nothing happens.
Like with this current,
and we've lost friends over this.
with this current administration, right? Yeah, we were promised several things, and I didn't think half the things would ever show up. The one thing I did think that was going to happen was that this administration was going to be tough on illegal border crossings, and tougher on crime, and that's the most important thing to me. That's why I really voted for this administration, like because they have
you're in New York,
right?
And
but
things have gotten out of hand there.
Yeah, they have to give you something, and I knew that was one of the things that they would give. So I do believe they're all on the same team. So now I have friends that are liberals that don't believe that. They won't believe that I truly believe that I don't believe in Trump. You know what I'm saying? Does that make any sense? But
it does.
Yeah, but the truth is, ladies and gentlemen that are here, the fact is that they're all on the same fucking team. All of them are fucking related, except for Trump apparently. But all of them are fucking related. And somehow every president, they have if you do your research, it's crazy. Like Obama's related to fucking Bush, and Bush is related to if you go back, it's some weird freaking mingling of families, and it's just gross.
It's really strange.
Disgusting.
Question from Leonard. April, if America had to no longer be a democracy, which political system would you like to see it turn into? An oligarchy, an anarchy, corporatism, or socialism? Well, here's the thing, Leonard. We are not a democracy.
No.
So a democracy is where 51% controls the other 49%. We're actually a republic. And a republic that has turned into a corporatocracy, which is actually a form of fascism. So some people call that corporatism or cronyism. But we are definitely a corporatism. And that is very obvious you can see all these small businesses have died out or been pushed out. They're going after a lot of small businesses, and it's just more and more corporations. So that's a really good question that you have. I do not agree with it being a corporatism. I would love to see it go back into a straight republic and with more emphasis on, real free market with socialized programs like real health care for everybody. I mean, that would be ideal.
Yes. Agree.
I don't think just some people should have health care. I don't think just some people should have access to real mental health care. Like, even if you have the best health care in the world or the best health care in America, you still don't have access to very good mental health care in this country. And it'll cost you. And it's limiting. Like, a lot of people only have 12. You get 12 visits to a psychologist or a therapist. And
what about you, Ava?
Work around.
What do you think? What
do I think?
Yeah, what would you vote for?
We definitely need a lot of things to change, and some. I would like to pick a little bit from all different countries. Honestly, socialism. There's some good things with that. There's some good things. Obviously, our democracy needs to do better. I think if we pick things from all over the place and provide for elderly, provide for children better, provide for, like you said too, that they're doing a little bit better in wrestling, that should have never been a conversation. You should be able to have a family. I kind of like what he says. I voted for a shit sandwich, but
we're there.
Yeah.
True.
But honestly, we could do so much better. And I think we're starting to, it's going to be years and probably way past us ever being around before there's any actual changes. But all we can do is move forward and try. I want to comment about something. You were talking about immigration. Today, I work with a lot of different people, and not as much probably as what you run into in New York, but I had a guy come in today from Cuba. and he's here legally, and he started a conversation. He lives in Tampa, but he happened to be in my area, and he was picking up something for a car he picked up from somebody that couldn't afford to keep it anymore because her husband was deported just the other day. He was rounded up, and I didn't know what to say because I haven't really run into that much. And so he just kept talking, and he said that how sad it is. He's had multiple in the last couple of weeks of Cubans that had been picked up and taken away. And so I just generally asked him, I said, was this something you felt coming? Or he's like, well, I admit, her husband was, here illegally, and he never tried to be a citizen, work properly. He goes, and it's kind of not fair, because she's the one that's paying for it because they allowed her to stay because they have a young child. But he also has a criminal history. I was like,
oh, okay.
And I said,
they're just rounding people up. And it was
right. Now I know they did some in this area recently, like in the last week, and I've heard a little bit about it, but just local scuttlebutt. But it was interesting to hear his, and I wish I had more time to actually pick his brain about it. But that was the last thing he said. The first thing was, oh yeah, they rounded up all kinds of people, all my friends Cubans, and now they can't afford their cars and blah 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 blah. So I was like, well, apparently there's more to these stories.
I have a question for you guys. Like, so they're good people that come here to work, right? And they legit come here to work, but they've been here, let's say 20, 30 years. And then they get deported. And it's like, well, they've been working and they're good people and they're members of the church and this and that. Now the whole members of the church shit, I hear this all the time. Me being the son of a pastor, me being somebody who I consider myself a Christian. I am a Christian, damn it. But the fact of the matter is that if you're going to church, and you're illegally, you're kind of like breaking the law, and breaking the law is a sin. What I'm saying is,
it's a gray area.
Within the 30 years,
gray area. Church is a gray area.
But here's the deal. And hear me out. Within the 30 years that you've been here, or 20 years, or 10 years, why haven't you even tried? I know of people.
I
know the answer.
That don't
I got a story with that too.
Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, you first, April.
It's expensive. It's really expensive.
Okay.
So my ex-husband was Canadian, and we went through the whole system legally. We went through legally, and it was expensive. It was a clusterfuck. We had to go to Vancouver. We both had to fly up there. I mean, it cost. Luckily, I was making some money at that point because it was such a financial strain.
Okay.
It cost us thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and he was not allowed to work for a year and a half. If he left the country while his green card was processing, we would have had to start over again. Even if his mother died, he could not leave this country during the processing.
I didn't know that.
A lot of people don't know how it is. And so when we got through it all, and he finally got his social security number, and by the way, they didn't actually send it to him. He had to contact them, and they lost his files too. And one of my friends, they lost her files too. So they started attaching GPS trackers to the files because they lose so many files. They lose people's lives. So they're so inept in the immigration department of the government. It is unbelievable. It is so inept. It is so expensive. When we got through it all, I remember saying, I don't advocate for illegal immigration, but I understand it.
Okay.
Because I cannot imagine doing that for a family of 4 or 5 and paying that and going through all of that legally. It would have taken forever and cost everything.
My story's a little. I'm sorry.
I'll ask you, Ava, then, and then you can say your story. So, do you think it's fair that there are people that actually do go through the process, do pay all the money, do go through that strenuous thing of becoming a legal citizen, and then they just let people just cross on in?
No, I think it's unfair.
It's very unfair. And no one is speaking out louder than legal citizens right now because they went through it all and they're very upset at everything they went through. It's a lot of strain. If you're sponsored, if you've been through, if you're in a new marriage and somebody has to support you for over a year, that's a lot of strain on a marriage, So
I want to say it was a little bit easier before they started doing the I-9, honestly. for those people to stay here. And that was part of where I have two situations. One friend of mine who's been here from Holland, who's Greek, and she married here, and she's been through the whole process. Her kids are born here, and she was so proud to be an American and get her citizenship a couple years ago. And she is so angry over the way the system is now, and all the people and everything she's gone through. And she's a Trump lover for that reason. She was happy to vote, happy to do her part because she's been here for so many years.
So she's a racist because she voted for Trump.
Oh, yeah,
she's a maggot.
Yep. And she's very loud about it. She's like, "You fuckers, you come back and do it right. I did it. You can do it." So on the other hand, then here's a friend of mine from Canada. He was here 14 years, came here legit with a wife, both Canadians. She got the ability to come over here. They both got green cards because she was a nurse in situation. Anyway, they got divorced. Now what? The kids are adults. They were one of them went on to be sponsored by a Phillies team, and end up being able to get citizenship. Blah blah blah. The son, that wasn't such the case. He was being chased down. Even though he had a kid here, he got married. He didn't have citizenship, so he was having a rough time. Now my friend, he had a green card, and then when I-9 came around and he worked, he had a social security number. He paid taxes. 14 years, no problem staying here, but he couldn't renew it anymore. So we were, mind you, a bunch of us were helping because there was no reason for him to go back. And if he went back, he had to start over. He would lose everything he had here. So getting married wasn't an option to marry an American, and he went to lawyers. He had lawyers steal his money.
It's not that easy with marriage either.
No, it's not. And the bottom line was he ended up having to work under the table. He lost his jobs. He lost everything. And unfortunately, he lost his life as well in the end of the process and never got to be an official citizen. So.
Wow. So, yeah, I have a friend from England who's been here for about that long, about 14 years or so, maybe a little bit longer. And she is married to an American, and they have a teenager now. And she's still not legal. She can't work legally. She can't get a driver's license, nothing. So it doesn't, being married to an American doesn't guarantee you anything.
That's right.
So,
yeah. And there's that situation, divorce like he went through. She got to stay and he ended up with the issues.
But if you see it within our conversation, right now, us three are having a conversation, and we're kind of like speaking on both sides of the boat, right? And like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, when it comes to extremists on either side, we can't have an open-ended, like, well, like right now, like you guys, like right now, you explained to me how. And you may think, oh, he probably already knew this. He's full of shit. No, I didn't know it was that expensive. I just, and I've had so many conversations. I'll use that friend or that former friend as an example. Never really explained to me that it's very expensive or I never knew that because I've always been a citizen. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's
I didn't know at all. Yeah.
I think if you've already been here and you come forward too, you run the risk of them going, ha ha, motherfucker, and like kicking you out. So,
and that's what he was worried about.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
So
really interesting.
And
people don't communicate their fears, huh?
Kudos to the people who have made it. I'm glad. There's a lot of really good people here, and a lot of them that deserve some kind of anonymity to be able to stay as well because they've been here and worked all these years. They deserve a way to stay.
And people like to, and I'm gonna go at people from the right because a lot of people from the right that like to go at the South American countries, and I mean all countries, but I'm gonna pinpoint the South American countries as a bunch of freeloading, lazy. I've heard it all, and the fact is that I grew up around people from South America, from Mexico, from Guatemala. Like, these people are they're hard fucking workers and very family oriented, and they will do whatever whatever it fucking takes to provide for their families. But with that being said, then there's the other side where, there are people that fucking, like you're saying now, there are people that pay tons of money and go through paperwork and have to wait years to become American citizens.
Yeah.
How is it fair that you just jump over. So I'm still in between a rock and a hard place when it comes to that, because my human side, I see that mother coming over here with her kids, and I don't want them to be deported, but at the same time, what about that mom that came over here, worked 3 jobs, and busted her ass to make sure she can become an American citizen, and the other one gets in free?
There needs to be more hearings. I think exceptions.
Yeah, there needs to be a reform to the immigration system. They got to make it easier. They got to vet people and make that easier. They have to make it affordable. So they really just need to fix the immigration system here.
Agreed.
And I'm going to say one thing too, because I know this was brought up in conversation. The people that are being deported, we know that unfortunately, good people have been swept up by accident.
Sure.
Cannon fodder. Cannon fodder, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a lot. And hopefully they'll make it back. Hopefully they'll be okay. And there's a lot of their families depending on that too, to get back home safely, as in America, not back overseas where it was bad. And they came here for a reason. So hopefully those things get sorted out in time.
My issue is when people don't understand the details involved in it. A lot of people, and they dehumanize groups of people too. Like we see it all the time. Like they just dehumanize the other side or this group or that group. That's like, okay, we can't do that. We can't do that.
Nope.
So going back to where you are, your friend may have lashed out and taken everything personally because he or she viewed that as a personal affront against their family member.
But also that family member went through some shit, and I know this, and I get it, and it breaks my heart that person went through so much, and that family member is not actually physically well, and it would kill that person if they got deported. I'm being honest. Not deporting that person would save that person's life. I understand all of it, but because I voted for, I'm going to say this, and I haven't said this out loud since prior to the election anywhere. I'll say it again. I genuinely felt that if Kamala Harris would become president of the United States, you think shit sucks now. I humbly feel that it would be 1,000. We were disrespected. We were not taken seriously for 4 years, and this country almost fucking collapsed under a man who apparently was fucking dying, and they didn't say shit.
And they lied about everything.
They used that poor old man. I'm going to say
they lied about everything. Elder abuse.
Used that poor old man, Joe Biden, as a goddamn puppet, a meat puppet. Yeah. That shit is disgusting.
Who was running the country? Who was running the country? Exactly.
Well, there's that too, and I'm sure not just one person.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was a
conglomerate.
Trust me, Nancy Pelosi had her hands in there. Yeah. A couple of the Republicans had their hands in there.
The Clintons.
Oh my God! Everybody had a piece.
Yeah, it was Obama's third term.
Absolutely.
They were all involved.
McConnell, all those motherfuckers. Yeah. They were all in that shit together.
Yeah, that's why they wanted him. They wanted him to run. They wanted him to run again.
NWO for life, baby.
Yeah, they wanted him to run again so they could keep going the way they were going, which is just to tear everything down.
Fucking terrible.
To do more censorship. Put America in under the WHO pandemic treaty. Start indoctrinating the kids even harder. It's like,
hold on.
You there. Yeah, well,
I'll be back.
Right.
Okay.
We hear you.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
Okay.
It's all good.
But yeah, it was nuts the way it was just heading in such a bad way. The inflation, everything. So
it was bad. It was bad. You don't hear shit about egg prices anymore, right?
Yeah, I know.
Although
the gas didn't move down that much.
Like,
now they just want World War III. I mean, they wanted World War III anyway. Now they're just pushing for it even harder.
By the way, shout out to the chat that showed up. I mean, you guys, we got almost 20 in the chat right now, and that's pretty cool for this time of night.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us. But on the real, man, like, you don't hear about this shit no more. You don't hear about egg prices. You don't hear about the price of gas really anymore.
Yeah. Well, Ben Robb says inflation's still bad. I totally agree with you.
Absolutely.
On that one.
Absolutely, but they're things that people were using as like little weapons, like oh, the eggs are too fucking expensive. They didn't shut the fuck up about eggs, but now eggs, I can get fucking 20 eggs for like about $3 now in Brooklyn.
Is that organic or I'm just asking?
It's fucking regular. Eggland's best.
Asking for a friend.
I don't know. Listen, man. Or how much are organic eggs
down here? Ship it down here.
How much are organic eggs in Florida? And I have a story for you guys.
$5.50, right?
$5.50?
No, $7.
Yeah, $7.
$7 for organic.
Organic,
and we're talking pasture
free range, pasture raised,
free range. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I get them from somebody, a coworker now.
Did you guys? You guys are in Florida, right?
Those are really good eggs too, by the way.
Which ones?
Her friend
My coworker's
has chickens,
raising chickens.
Yeah, we're getting
$5.
the real deal.
Yeah.
Really? All right.
Anyway, sorry,
is there really a difference with the taste? I don't know.
Oh yeah, there's a big difference with the
Try
taste.
it, you'll see. Yeah,
it's a difference
one
between
dozen and try.
It's a difference between a ribeye steak and round steak.
Really?
Shitty ass stew meat, okay, versus a ribeye.
I don't know my shitty ass, but
I'm trying to
try it. It's like organic milk versus regular milk. There's definitely taste in
it.
Yeah.
All right, maybe
try it once. Let us know.
Something about the fucking brown shells that bother me. I don't know.
No, they're a lot of them are white. They don't have to be brown. Racist.
Oh, I'm not racist.
I'm a brown guy.
Well, these real eggs come in green,
goddamn brown eggs,
blue. They come in all colors.
Brown eggs stealing my wallet. Listen, did you guys live in Florida, right?
Someone says it seems like everybody in Florida has chickens because we're a free
state.
On, we're a free state.
Sorry.
You guys been to Old Town?
Long time ago. Yeah.
So.
You know Old Town?
Right after they opened, yeah.
I love Old Town. I go to Old Town all the time when I go to Florida. Oh, it's like old cars, and you walk through there, and it's kind of just like shops and drinking and partying, and it's a cool place. Did you fucking hear? And I'm talking about this for a reason, because we're talking about society and how fucked up shit is and how extreme shit is. Did you hear that? And it just happened, actually, I think like a day ago, but I'll just read the quick note here. Check this out. A fatal shooting occurred near Old Town in Kissimmee, Florida, where my family's from, at a Checkers restaurant on State Road 535. The incident involved a dispute between a customer, Wesley Robertson, and a Checkers employee, Elijah Mackey, right? Which escalated into Roberts being shot and killed. Guess what the argument was about?
What?
Eggs?
Nope.
Hamburgers?
No, even worse.
Apple pies. They got great apple pies.
Mr. Robinson, Wesley, the customer that drove at the drive-thru, was upset because he didn't receive an extra packet of mayonnaise.
You fucking kidding me?
Nope.
Sorry, that just came out.
And this young man, he's in his 20s, Elijah Mackey, took offense to it, left his post at the job, ran out to the car, and shot the dude.
Oh my God.
What the fuck is going on?
Wow. That's worse than Waffle House.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes,
okay.
Really.
I was having a bad day.
Mackey is charged with first-degree premeditated murder for a fucking packet of mayonnaise, folks.
Ben Rob said you must have missed the other one where a guy got shot at Popeyes over a biscuit.
But this is mayonnaise. This is worth biscuit. I could get it because biscuits is delicious.
Dude, I might shoot somebody over biscuit too, motherfucker.
Good old,
give me my biscuit, bitch.
But yo, I mean, people talk this shit like in New York City. Oh, it's so terrible, but I'm gonna move to Florida because Florida is a red state, and but bro, it's crazy everywhere.
It is.
Yeah, it is. And honestly, I mean, I look, I don't live in a hood, but I live in, let's say, an average working area. I know it's not a hood. I don't live but I am going to say there is a lot of goddamn murders lately going on.
It's kind of stabby in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Her neighborhood is a little stabby.
I know it was on the podcast last night. I don't know if you could hear the music go by. I'm like, damn, they're boom, 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 boom on some cars. I'm like, okay.
It's like I gotta mute the gunshots. Hang on a minute.
That's fucking every day. That's every day here in my job. I work in Manhattan.
Oh my God. You live hood adjacent, as we say.
Yes, that's it. Right on.
You know the cars that just blast. Yo, there was a car that passed by.
I hate that. I hate that.
This past Tuesday, because not Tuesday. When was Memorial Day? Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And it was full of dudes. I'll just say dudes pumping. Yo, dude, you could feel the vibration. I could feel it in the cockles of my.
I hate that. When my sinuses start seizing up when it's like the. What was that? That's my alarm. Sorry.
Oh, that scared the shit out of me. I was like, is there somebody
what's going on?
Car playing music outside?
No, it's my alarm. I have the time management alarm. So.
Oh! I know it. Yeah.
What is that? Explain.
It's a news alarm.
Yeah. I got like at 1 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and midnight. I get an alarm that goes off on my phone because I work from home, so I want to know where I'm going to be. It used to be called my chicken alarm, the 6 o'clock, because 6 o'clock time to put them back in their coop. But the midnight one is funny. Somehow I got hooked up to the news, so I get the top the top 5
fear-mongering shit.
Fear-mongering headlines, and usually we all bet. We bet ahead of time how many times they're going to say Trump. So it's usually anywhere from 2 to 4.
Oh yeah. So, yeah. They just bash and Trump's got to be in everything. It's hysterical, actually. I hope you don't take it off because it is entertaining. So leave it on. It's just fun. It's just fun. It's always like bad shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like no matter what he does, it's terrible.
Well, just in general, it's always bad news. The bad news of the day.
April, you always had that tattoo on your left arm?
Huh?
You always had that tattoo?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Am I bugging out? I knew the other one. I never realized you had one on your left arm too.
Yeah, Ben says it's my time to take my old lady pills. Yes, midnight. Midnight is time for me to take my old lady pills.
Let me show you something.
You know, or whatever.
You know you're getting old.
I was just naming my grandma's pills. I don't know.
You know you're getting old when you have to get one of these motherfucking things.
We all got one of those fuckers.
Yeah, we have them for travel, not to use on a daily basis.
So let me tell you something.
That's true.
Fun fact. So over the course of the last few months, so I didn't share this on social media or nothing like that. Can I share a story of what happened with my mommy?
Sure.
That scared the fucking hell out of me. So you guys know, I don't know if you guys know, my wife went under surgery. She had a surgery. She just had to get rid of something in here that wasn't good. Okay. And it was a tough surgery. She was out of work for almost 3 months. A lot of people don't know this.
About lady parts?
Yeah.
I'm hearing of that a lot. A lot of women are going through that.
So they had to remove those lady parts, but there was other things that were attached to those lady parts that they're like, we have to remove the whole lady part, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. But thank God that went well and she recovered.
That's good.
But while she was recovering, we had a renovation done at the house. As you can see, I have my kids' pictures. There's Stewie.
Oh, I think it looks great.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. But we did have a renovation in our house. So long story short, I had to leave the house and stay with my mom's. And she stayed with her cousin, because they're girls and they did each other's nails and shit and all this fun stuff. But I stayed with my mom. And one night I went out to dinner with my wife. I didn't share this story with anybody. Now, this is just literally, Jen had just started to recover. She was still hurting, still not out of work. And I walked in, it was around midnight to go, I just opened the door, checking my mom. She's 80 years old. I'm staying over the house to let her know I'm home because I'm her baby boy and she's scared. When I opened the fucking door, my mother sits up with her hand dangling, saying, I can't feel my arm. So what do you guys think? I'm thinking
I would have went right to heart attack.
I'm thinking mom's having a stroke. Long story short, she wasn't having a stroke.
She was sleeping on her arm?
No, it was worse. Apparently a month prior, and I'm saying this story because, we have older people in our lives, or we have family members that are older in our lives, or people with disabilities and stuff like that, and they don't want to bother us or let us know that they're going through some shit. My mother had complained about headaches and stuff, but apparently a month prior, she was pushing a shopping cart and she did a front bump over the shopping cart onto the concrete. So she flipped over the shopping cart, lost her footing, got right back up, didn't say anything to anyone because she said she didn't feel anything. There was a bone spur, 2 bone spurs. One that hit the nerve that caused the paralysis, and there was a second one. She didn't want to go to the hospital. I had to force her. I called 911. There was a second one, guys, that if it wasn't removed, she would have been paralyzed. It would have severed the nerve, and it would have paralyzed her from the neck down at the age of almost 80.
Oh my God.
So let me explain something to you guys.
Wow.
There are a lot of people that reach out to me and shit, and I love them, but I haven't been, I have been going through some shit. And my mommy, I almost lost her. And she almost, and then if I didn't lose her, she was, but thank God they were able to do that fucking surgery. And she's stronger than fucking ever. My mom's a thug.
That's awesome.
That's good. See, pro wrestling is real.
Oh, no, absolutely. She took a bump. My father taught her how to fall. And I think that might have, my father wrestler taught her how to fall when she was younger. And she says that she kind of, and you know how I found out about this? This is the great thing about having elderly family. I was at the hospital, right? Post the first day of surgery. And she's on FaceTime with my cousin in Savannah, Georgia. And she's like, oh, yeah, I fell off. I fell over the carriage. And I'm like, what? Did you tell the doctor this shit? Like they need to know this. Like, this is why you had this. It was just crazy. And it's been I've been going through some shit from Thanksgiving because of my god sister. At only the age of 42, she fell at work. She had a blood clot. It went to her brain, and she died out of the blue, leaving her young husband and little girl. I didn't share this with anybody, and this was back.
Oh my
and
God.
then I lost one of my best friends back, and then the shit with my wife back, and then the shit with my mom back, and now shit is getting normal. So it's been since Thanksgiving.
Wow.
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 I'd hug you if you were here, but can't do that. Wow. I'm glad your mom's doing okay. And
it's fucking crazy. The reason I'm sharing the story is because I haven't told anybody, and the people on social media, family members don't even fucking know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm at a point, like, I was like, you know what, man? I'm going on the A show. Usually when me and April would do the show together, I would let a lot of steam off, and I can't talk about it during my wrestling show. And I was like, you know what? I'll just talk to the girls about it. I knew you guys would be on.
Come on anytime, Ray.
It's been sucky.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So,
but you know what? Let me tell you something. You ever hear, April, you'll get this. Ava, you'll get this. And I want you in the chat to understand something. Whenever we think shit happens and it fucking sucks, you lose your job, your fucking girlfriend breaks up with you, some fucking bad disaster happens in your life, just like my mom had that bad disaster of having her hand all numb and she thought she was having a heart attack. If that didn't happen, she wouldn't have gone to the hospital to find the second bone spur that would have disabled her from the neck down. Bad things sometimes happen for a reason, to open doors and to give you and to kind of like give you a wake-up call, like, hey, this little problem, there's a lot of other shit that needs to be taken care of. And then when you overcome that shit, you got to see my mom now. Like she has feelings in her hands. She's strong. She's starting to walk again. She's starting to move around again.
That's awesome.
And it's just like, shit seems like it can get terrible. When I got a divorce back in the day, that was one of the worst times of my life, right? But if I didn't get a divorce, and I was in a very unhappy marriage, even though she's a fantastic mother, I've told April this 1,000 times. I want you guys to know that if I didn't go through that divorce, if I didn't learn from that situation, if I didn't better myself, I would have never met my wife now. And I'm happy as all hell. April, yeah. I'm sure you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a very Kabbalistic thing to say. There's a
I'm
there's a
glad.
country song that says it's called "God Bless the Broken Road."
What's up, Ava?
Yeah.
So there's a country song out there all about that called "God Bless the Broken Road."
Mm-hmm. Ava, were you saying something, my dear?
Oh, I was saying that's a Kabbalah thing.
Ava was saying something. I'm sorry.
Oh, Ava, sorry.
Yeah.
You got to
No,
call it
I
Eva.
was actually saying what Wade wrote. Pause. What a pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard a thud, so I was just checking my camera to see what's going on outside.
It's a car driving by with a fucking big radio on it.
It's a little late for my hood. Usually they're quieter by now.
So you told
hood adjacent.
Hood adjacent. So what do you live in a nice neighborhood, but like literally across the street is the hood? Is that what it is?
That is absolutely true. So I know like there's somebody in the chat here, Michael, that actually does live near me, so he knows this. But literally I'm like 2 blocks from across the street from the hood. And they usually stay on their side, but sometimes shit happens and they wander.
They get high.
My area is like is middle class. More middle class working. So
it sounds like New York. Because like one block is like the rich neighborhood, and then a block down is like it's like between up. It's like what you consider Upper Manhattan, and then all of a sudden it just becomes Spanish Harlem.
All right,
feel me? Anyway.
And there's a worse part of that April went driving through with me last weekend. So yeah, the bumpy road. I wouldn't let her take her car there because it was going to damage her car. Yeah. I said, just ride with me, would you? Back roads up here.
That's where all the scary white people were.
Yes, all scary white people. Yeah.
And there are scary white people out there.
No shit. Yep. That's where I'm at, Redneckville.
Fuck you doing in the back of my house.
Yeah. You ain't from around here, are you?
They won't. There's no warning. Yes.
Oh, you're on their land.
Yep.
That's your warning.
Exactly.
Ammo's getting expensive. We don't fire no warning shots no more.
Right on.
Shit.
Anyway, so yes, enough of my hood. Let's go hood adjacent. So how is Jennifer, by the way? Somebody asked that in the chat.
Oh, she's fucking back to normal, but she pissed me off. No, she's fine. She's thank God she's fine. You know what's cool, man? We've been spending a lot of time. I've been spending a lot of time getting to know her side of the family. I haven't had much time to do that. And Jen hasn't really spent time with her side of the family much. And they've been coming over and hanging out. Like tomorrow, they're like her uncle, who's coming from California, is gonna come over, and her cousin. We're gonna watch the Knicks game with Knicks probably lose.
Ty will reach out.
Yeah. Ty will make sure he rubs that in a little bit.
Yeah.
And just hanging out, man. She's doing well, man. Thank God.
Good.
And, like I said, man, it's crazy because I don't know if it's possible to appreciate my mom more than I did before. And my mom's she's gone to the hospital before and shit, but there was something different about this experience where I realized that, my mother's going to be 80 in October. We only get so many trips around the sun, so many Christmases, so many Thanksgivings, so many birthdays. And now, and I've been going to my mother's house my whole life. I go every weekend especially ever since my father died, whether I'm exhausted or not. I think I've told April that before. Mm-hmm. And I even when I'm really tired, I just make more of an effort. And I think we need to understand that, when we have close friends, and this is why the situation I was talking about at the top of the show hurts so much with my friend. Mm-hmm. Because the truth of the matter is that, man, anything can happen. Like, God forbid, I walk out of the house, I get hit by a fucking semi truck, and then that my friend, maybe he did want to reconcile, and the chance is gone.
It's not gone.
Well, I mean, if I'm dead,
call him.
No, I'm saying if I get hit by a semi truck,
But yeah, the chance is definitely gone if you
pretty much dead.
For sure.
But but also there's a second side to that. Like, you can only try so much.
There is.
True.
But if it's one of those things, like if you were to reach out and say, "Hey, listen, I don't think I realize what all goes into, how do I put this? I don't think I put myself in your shoes and in your relative's shoes, and I realize how things might have been taken, and we've been friends for a really long time, and I'm choosing my words carefully. I wouldn't want you to think that me wanting the country to turn around is a direct choice to disrespect your family member, because that's not it at all. And I can't, something along the lines of that.
Friends are family too.
Man, Ava, you said it. Because I joke around with Colin and shit all the time. Mm-hmm. I fucking love Colin. Oh God, I hope he doesn't fucking hear this. I love Colin.
God, glory hole and all.
Let me tell you something. I don't say this to him all the time, but I love that kid. Like,
he's good people.
It was really cool meeting him, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think you guys would ever understand. Well, maybe you do. Yeah, you probably do. But I have such a genuine care for Colin that I've rarely found in a person that's not my family. I really love that dude.
That's
and
cool.
My other friend, it was the same way. And my circle of friends have dwindled very much so. As you get older, as I'm approaching 50.
Oh,
yeah, we were just talking about that.
You know what the deal is, right?
Yeah, we all. I think we all lost a lot of friends. I know. I'm reading that too.
I'm putting this shit up. This is awesome.
Oh my God! Go ahead. We're both putting it up.
You guys go for it.
That's awesome. You can leave that one there.
I think I lost a lot of friends over the COVID era when all that happened, and I chose to speak out and remain unvaccinated, and a lot of my friends really got offended by that, and I was uninvited to houses and not allowed home, and uninvited to Christmases and Easter and all kinds of stuff where they were, I saw a mass turn against situation. So wasn't exactly politics, but it was politicized. So, and it hurts, and we lose, as we get older, we lose more and more friends. And I remember my dad saying to me when I was a kid, he's like, if you have this many friends, just a handful, you're doing really well. He goes, if you have one good friend, when you get older, you'll be doing really well.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. And cool, awesome dude. Thank you for the biddies and I'm assuming we'll be
getting
biddies anytime soon.
They're for raised titties, right?
Boobies.
Oh, Ray, do it. You can do it.
Big ass titties.
There you go.
But I don't think it's like beyond a thing where you could maybe reach out and speak to somebody and say, I miss you. I miss you. I love you. I want you to be okay.
I guess I'll try again.
Yeah, it can't hurt. I mean, at least if it doesn't work, then at least you tried.
It really fucking hurts my heart. And
of course,
listen, I'm not fucking innocent in this whole thing because.
Oh, I know.
You know how right? I am. You know I like to fuck with people.
I fucking know.
I like to fuck with people and shit. But the truth of the matter, what the fuck is that? Is that a fucking dinosaur by you? What is
yes.
That?
Oh. Hey, buddy. Hey, Max.
Is that Max? Let me see Max.
Yes, it is.
Look at that face. Jesus, so fucking He's a good-looking dog. There you go.
He's a good-looking dog who just farted on me.
Oh, good for him. That means he has good, everything's working in there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all that handmade food she does.
Yeah. I just wanted to, if you don't mind, address an elephant in the room. And I plan to, and I'm hoping I could come back maybe maybe at the end of the month, every month or something like that. If you guys have me or whatever, once a month, I don't mind doing it. But it would have
period.
Like a period. I'll be your period. But unfortunately, it would have to be like on a Wednesday night. If it seems like we have a pretty decent turnout, so I don't know if
I'm impressed.
Really made any difference. But listen, man, there was a miscommunication when we did our last show, and a lot of it was my fault because
some of it was mine too.
Yeah, whatever. But I'm blaming myself. Shut up. But I'm talking for myself. A miscommunication and shit got emotional, and I got offended, and I turned into a pussy at that moment. And I'm using that term in the most fucking cool thug-like way. I turned into a fucking pussy, and I was just like, let me get the fuck out of here, because I was already going through some shit personally, and I was stressed out, and I took it out on April, and when I should have just fucking told her, like, April, I'm going through some shit. You know, it's been stressful. And I guess subconsciously I was looking for a reason to take a break, if that makes any fucking sense. I thought about this a long fucking time. And I just wanted to tell you guys that if I could be here every week doing this show with April, because I fucking love April. And I've grown to really admire Ava, and I secretly, quietly watch you guys almost every week. I do. I'm fucking there.
That's cool. That's great.
I do watch your show. But the fucking truth is, man, that, you know, sometimes you just have to talk. And I love the fact that, you know, we gave each other, like, April gave me the space as a true friend would. And you gave me time, and then I think I reached out to you, or however the fuck it worked out. It doesn't really matter, because, you know, whoever was wrong, whoever was right, whatever happened that day, again, there's a reason for everything. I was able to kind of just get my shit back together, but then I went through a whole bunch of other shit. But, you know, shit happens. That's life. But I'm glad I'm here. And I can't be here every week. You know, you have your co-host Ava and shit like that. I got like fucking running this goddamn HMG. But I've always, and I meant when I said it, I meant when I said it back then, and I still mean it now. This was one of my favorite places to be every week, because I felt that the communication was the most honest. And that being with April and whomever else we were talking to, and the chat, and everybody here from, you know, I don't want to say any one specific name, but everybody in the chat that's been here from the get-go. Just understand that I really appreciate you guys, and I do miss it. I wanted to do this for a long time. So hopefully, you know, Ava, if you don't mind, every once in a while I could jump on with you guys and April and shit.
Come on in.
You know, fuck it.
Nice to see you and talk to you.
It's just cool, because now I feel like now things are kind of like you know, the storm is settling. It's over. There'll be more storms, but because I've been through like some pretty shitty storms, I kind of know how to build a shelter a little better. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I miss you guys too. I fucking miss you guys. I miss April. I miss this whole setup. I miss you guys in the chat. And I love talking wrestling, but sometimes I need these friends to talk life. And I consider everyone in the fucking chat my friends. I've called obviously my co-host here and everything like that. I care for you guys, and I need this. Like I need this human interaction virtually, if that makes any fucking sense. So
it does.
I appreciate it.
It really does.
I just wanted to thank you guys for allowing me to come back and do this show this week, and hopefully maybe let me see, what is it, June 29th, I'll fucking come on, if you know, whatever.
No, that would be great. I would love to have you back.
It's like once a month, you know, like
every
once
so
a month.
often when you're free. That would be cool.
Absolutely. I'll stay up late.
Oh shit, you gotta work tomorrow?
Yes, she has to work tomorrow.
I gotta get up at 6.
Oh, get the fuck out
that's
of
right. No. That's okay.
No,
I don't mind this at all.
No,
this
but we can close the show soon. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I gotta go make out my wife.
For real,
anyway.
I'm really glad you're open to coming back on and chatting and all of that. I know we went through a really strange thing, and I'm glad, you know, I'm big into keeping friends, especially if they're good people. I know people go through shit.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's miscommunications. I've gone through shit with lots of my friends. So if I know someone's good, I'm always up for giving space and talking it out and figuring it out. And I think you should do that with your other friend too.
I'm gonna try again.
Okay. Yeah.
If
it doesn't work, at least you know you tried.
I tried once.
Right.
Try it again.
How long ago was it?
Oh no, it's been months now.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? People cool off, right? Things change.
All right. I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna tell that person, even though they may not know who you are, but like April told me and Ava told me, and he'd be like, "Who the fuck is April?"
I know exactly who you're talking about.
All right, so then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about, and I actually think the timing might be good.
Okay.
Because that person's going through a little bit of a recalibration at the moment.
Oh man, wow.
Oh.
All right, I'm sorry. You hit me. No, it's just okay. All right. I'm at a loss for. I'm never a loss for words. I was a loss for words. All right.
Anyway, thank you for agreeing to come on, and thank you for hanging out with us, and just
Absolutely.
thank you.
Good to see you.
Man.
Thank you for being you.
You.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna change. I'm already fucking. I'll be 50 in March. Like this is it.
Oh, you're so fucking old.
Fuck, I know.
You got to say it right. You'll be fucking 50.
I'll be fucking 50 in March. I like 50. 50 is a good number.
We're gonna start
though, right?
sending you that song now. Fucking 50. And
that's a good number though, man. 50 is a sweet number. Half a century, goddamn it.
Yeah, 50
5
is.
decades.
No.
Just understand, some people don't even get here.
I know. My dad died at 50. So I've officially surpassed his age. So I feel like I'm
awesome.
I'm doing better than my exactly.
There you go.
Kudos. Yeah, we can raise the roof on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So anyway, I will leave off and say that if you guys are, for the ones that are live, if we're replaying this on Tuesday, disregard this. But if you're live and you're in the Leesburg area on Sunday, I will be live doing a signing there with Miss Eva. So we will be out there at Lake Square Mall. From 12 to 5 on June 1st. So please come out and hang out with us. It's going to be a cool Comic-Con. It is free. Parking is free. Everything is free. No, we're kidding. Not everything is free, but the event is free. Definitely come in and hang out. And I made some
come support
soaps.
April.
I made some new soaps that will be the first ones to smell them. And thank you, Allie. I appreciate that very, very much. Ben Rom says I'm 35. Okay, if you insist.
Fuck it.
Right?
Take it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I would say I'm 42 because it's the answer to the universe.
But that would mean what about Ray? You're older?
If I dyed this, would I look younger, you think? What do you think? My wife won't let me dye it.
Leave it the way it is. You look great the way you are.
I want to grow my hair out again.
Oh, that would look weird.
You know,
I'm just so used to you.
I'm just thinking, wear a wig so we can see what it would look like.
I have. Then all right, I'll make a promise. The next time I come on, I'll show you pictures of me with hair. I have a full fucking head of hair. Like I don't have. It's thick. I have thick hair. It's just.
I want to see that. I want proof.
I shaved
pictures or it didn't happen.
Listen, I shaved my head one day during our relationship, and she's like, "I like that," and she never let me. I have to shave it every fucking 2 days.
And thank you, everybody, being kind in there. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you guys are the fucking best, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm bald on purpose.
Because you're bald on purpose.
I'm bald on purpose.
That's a rare thing to hear.
He's mad. He's mad because he's dealing with some of that.
I don't know if you can see the hairline. It's like right here. It's like perfect. I have a perfect.
I can actually see that. I never thought about that.
Because I didn't.
Maybe you're bald back here. Who knows?
Yeah, you know who else is bald on purpose? Papadon. Because he'll tell you. He's like, I'm not spending $30 on a fucking haircut.
That's what I said. No, Pop has a full head of hair.
I know.
Like mine.
When's the last time you did that, right? That you grew your hair out?
No, so the last.
Wait, says you guys are no longer friends.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm bald on purpose. The last time I had my hair long, shit.
Or grown out at all.
Theo. Thank you.
Grown out. Probably 20.
Okay, so then here's the question.
It is a big.
How do you know you still have hair?
Because it grow. Because when I don't, you know what? Here's the deal. If I don't shave my head,
you might not have what you have.
But trust me, if I don't shave my head for more than 2 days, I didn't shave my head for 1 day, and I can already. I don't know if you can see the darkness here coming in.
Actually, I do. Yeah.
It grows back quick. It's like, so I have to shave it every fucking 2 days, man. Because then I look like a bum. I hate that stage that it all. I don't know.
I hate that too.
But I told my wife. I said, listen, when I turn 60, I'm letting, because I have my hair is like all salt and pepper now, like my dad's was. Yeah. He turned into a fucking silver fox. I wonder if like I got that shit, man.
She'll love you either way.
Yeah, grow it out, have it rock that gray, you know.
I'm gonna grow it long like April.
Yeah.
Just long gray hair. And I'll put a braid in it. I don't know.
I have a guy who comes into work, all the way down to his butt. He hasn't cut his hair in like 20 years.
That's hot. That's sexy.
No.
Like Colin.
He's
Colin
he's
like
older
Colin.
than all of us. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, you can get a Harley.
Oh my God, we should have Colin come on next time.
Should.
Colin's
Colin's
in
been
his closet.
Colin's
in the
been
closet.
saving my ass. I keep getting kicked out of StreamYard in the middle of the night. I'm like, Colin, I can't. I need the code, and he'll just get up and be like, "Here's the code: 867-5309."
Mr. Dependable.
Yep, he's good peeps.
Well, Ava, thank you for staying up so late with me, man. With us.
No, thanks for coming on. I'm glad I was able to be here.
Yo, that's a nice little turnout. If you see in the corner there.
Yeah.
The chat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm amazed that you guys are here with us this late. Thank you, you guys and ladies, and I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
No, very much.
See, people like watching late night YouTube videos.
I know, I do too. I love late night stuff, but I'm up till 3 a.m. usually.
Me too.
So
I would be up that late if I could.
Yeah, I'm just a night person, so I would rather not wake up in the
I have
morning.
to get more than a couple hours sleep some days.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, before my wife passed out, I want to try to squeeze her
big ass titties.
So.
Yep.
Tatas.
All right, you guys, we will play this again on Tuesday because I have to travel this next week. So we're going to replay it for the people who don't get a chance to. So just warning you ahead of time, it will be pre-taped. But thank you for being here. And I appreciate you. And thanks to you guys for being here very much. Thank you. Thank you. No, but for real, thank you.
Knockers.
Sorry.
All right. Well, everybody, good night and sleep tight and give Jen a hug for us too.
I'll be the one that bites.
There you go.
I bet you would.
All right, Ray, we love you.
Yes.
Love you. Stay on with me for 5 seconds after we go off.
Okay. Very good to see you again.
All right, good to see you too.